the question and answer. Gordon, if you want to kick us off.
Daniel, although there was a lot of disappointment from Sunday, what positives did you see that you feel you can bring into this game?
Yeah, I think I agree. We were disappointed after this game. We felt us in the changing room. I think the positive side was that in the second half we tried really be on front foot. Of course, they had some couple of chances against us then, but we had also some good moments in this game. And I think to see a team then who tried 90 minutes to come back, make the equalizer, I think that was deserved because we invest a lot of things. Yeah, and then at the end, of course, the 2-1 was too early in the extra time. I think that was a bit the disappointment. But all in all, we lost the game. I think it makes no sense now to be too positive. We saw some things what we have to improve. We spoke in the morning about some things, and I think then we have to move on.
Ovviamente siete delusi dopo aver perso la partita. Quali sono i positivi che avete preso? Certo che siamo delusi, a noi non ci piace il perdere. I positivi sono che abbiamo giocato il secondo tempo bene, abbiamo provato di vincere, ovviamente loro hanno avuto delle occasioni, abbiamo cercato di vincere, abbiamo meritato di vincere, però purtroppo abbiamo perso, però ora è il tempo di essere positivo.
There's clearly a sense of injustice among your fan base and some of your players about some refereeing decisions. For you, how do you strike the balance between agreeing with that and also focusing on things that you can do better?
Yeah, I think the discussion was big after this game with the referee decision, but it is a decision on the pitch. I think this is what you have to accept in this point, especially during the game. And I said this, my focus was on how we can, through the game with 10 men, I said this, I think after the game, you have always two choices. You try to be very compact in a deep block and you wait and hopefully something happens, or you try and be active. I decided more to be active. I think it was also great then to see in the second half our supporters. I think it was really strong. I felt the energy in the stadium in the second half, even we were one man less, and I think also what I heard so far from some other guys, the feedback was more positive, but of course we as a footballer, we always want to win games, and even after the defeat you will be not so happy.
Parliamo ancora dell'ingiustizia dell'ultima partita, anche i tifosi sono stati arrabbiati. Credo sì, tutto il mondo vuole parlare dell'arbitraggio, però è una decisione sul campo e dobbiamo accettarlo. Abbiamo due opzioni: pensare del passato per essere positivo. Mi è piaciuto molto l'energia nello stadio, ci ha aiutato molto, però come dicono in calcio la partita è finita e abbiamo perso.
You still have time to amass the appropriate number of points to progress in this competition. Is it safe to say that has to start in this game? Does it become almost a kind of must-win in that regard?
Yeah, the next one is always the important one, and of course in this competition at the moment we have 0 points. We should start as soon as possible to take points, but of course we face tomorrow an opponent who is strong in the league, but we saw also some parts in the game today what we have to do, how we can hurt them, and I think this is also important to understand tomorrow that we are also brave and thinking forward. There are some moments, I think there will be tomorrow 50-50. If you win duels, if you attack in the right spaces, then you have a chance. If not, it could be in the other direction. I think this balance we have to understand tomorrow.
Secondo te è una partita che bisogna vincere? Come dicono nel calcio, la prossima partita è sempre quella più importante. Ovviamente abbiamo 0 punti, però domani dobbiamo vincere, provare a vincere contro una squadra molto forte. Sappiamo esattamente quello che dobbiamo fare, dobbiamo essere coraggiosi e quando le occasioni arrivano dobbiamo prenderle.
Danny, does Sunday, particularly with the big missed chances that the team have, show you where you need to improve in January?
Yeah, I think general it helps when you be clinical in both boxes. I think this is what it is, especially in the second half when you are one man less and you miss some good opportunities. I think even after the first 20 minutes we were a little bit nervous, I felt this, but then we had 2 good chances. I think until the red card it was both teams had 2 good opportunities. And of course, if you score, then it's maybe a different story. But it makes no sense to speak about if. It's about focus, clinical, and use the next chance as the last one, and hope not that you have more and more chances, of course.
E visto l'ultima partita di nuovo, sai dove tu devi migliorare in gennaio. Ovviamente dobbiamo difendere e anche fare l'attacco meglio. Dopo 20 minuti i primi 20 minuti siamo stati un po' nervosi, però abbiamo avuto 2 occasioni molto importanti. La carta rossa cambia tutto, cambia molto, però adesso sappiamo cosa dobbiamo fare.
And just quickly, could I ask for an update on Lyle Cameron? He's a player that has been in and out of the squad. Is he injured? Was it a decision to leave him out on Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's always about how many players you can take, and then you have to look which position you have to double up, what could be happen during the game, and then it's sometimes hard for some players to make this decision. But it was just about this game. I think this is always important to understand for my players that I make the squad for the next game and not for the next 4 weeks, because we have so many games, and then again today or until tomorrow I have to decide again.
Parliamo del calciatore Leo Cameron. Cos'è successo? Lui è infortunato. Non posso prendere tutti i giocatori disponibili, è difficile anche ovviamente per qualche giocatore, però stiamo parlando soltanto di questa partita, ci sono tanti impegni avanti.
We saw Andrew Gardner, the chairman, was at training today. Obviously he's based predominantly in America. How important is it for you to have him here in these early stages as you look to build a relationship with him, as you look to plan for the future, and just how much are you looking forward to having a better working relationship with your boss, given the difficulties you had in the previous job?
Yeah, so far I must say this is a great connection relationship. We are always in touch. Also after games we speak. Sometimes it's a message. I think this is good. I must say I missed such a relationship in the last 2 years. No, I think this is not normal. I think all in all the people around me try to support me. They help me in different parts of this job. And my focus is to give them a lot of wins back. Yeah, of course, this is my responsibility.
Andrew Cavana, che è il presidente della squadra, è stato qua all'allenamento. È importante per te averlo qua? Sì, abbiamo un buon rapporto e parliamo molto, quasi sempre, e mi piace molto avere questo rapporto con il presidente. Tutto il mondo qua mi sta aiutando e voglio fare il meglio per la squadra.
Just on that, Danny, you're kind of joking about it, but what was it like in your previous job with the working environment you had to deal with? It must have been really difficult.
I would say it was a different environment. I think the club structure was a little bit different. It was just the owner and me, and I did from recruitment to match prep to looking for pre-season camps, a lot of things by myself. Of course, I had some great people. I think the relationship in the club was good. There was a lot of good people there. They are still there. But of course now you have more people around you, and I think it's also important for me now to take the first 3 weeks. I put my notice together, all the informations, and then as soon as possible we are on the national break. It's about focus. What is my first impression? What is my feedback to some topics, and then you have to carry on. I think this is very important at the moment. But I think I need minimum 3 weeks to know more and more. I think even now some players couldn't show what they can do maybe. I think this is also important, and I try to give everyone a chance. Some players get more chances at the moment, some players has to wait for the chance, and then I think and I'm sure that we will make good decisions for the future.
E tu hai fatto scherzare l'ultimo rapporto con l'ultimo squadra dove sei stato. Com'era difficile lavorare lì? Ovviamente la struttura nell'ultima squadra era differente, solo io e il presidente, io dovevo fare tutto mio, però il rapporto con tutto il mondo è sempre buono. Adesso qua ci sono tante persone qua che vogliono aiutarmi, sono 3 settimane che sono qua e vogliono sapere più di tutto, soprattutto i giocatori. Ci sono qualche giocatore che bisogna avere un'opportunità e altri che bisogna aspettare un po', però sono sicuro tutto andrà bene.
So Danny, you mentioned at the start the statement that the club released after the game at the weekend. Do you endorse that statement? Do you see things differently as a manager in the club?
Which
The
statement?
statement about the referee.
Yeah, I think, and this is again the good thing in this club. We have people, they support me and go in some directions. Then it's for me about listening. I can help them, I support them, but I have the trust that these people, our people, go then really in a strong direction, and I think that helps. But again, yeah, this game is gone. We cannot change it. Hopefully then in the future we have maybe also some good decisions for our side, but it's football. I think there is always pressure. My players have to make good decisions, I have to make good decisions, the refs try to make the best decisions, and but we are just human, and then sometimes you make a wrong decision, and after the game, if you could, you would change it. Yeah, but this is after a game always easy to say why you make this decision, why you did this. I think it's always important that you are strong in your decision when you make it.
Il comunicato della società, cosa pensi tu? Tu sei con o contro il comunicato? Ovviamente qua la gente mi aiuta e io posso aiutarli. Io mi fido che siamo sulla strada giusta, però parlando di quella partita, la partita è finita. Speriamo nel futuro che le decisioni vanno con noi, però questo è il calcio. L'arbitro sempre cerca di fare le cose corrette, giuste, però è umano, è normale che ci sono delle decisioni che forse non sono giuste, però è importante che pensiamo sempre positivo al futuro.
Danny, what sort of challenge are you expecting from Roma, very experienced manager, quick tactical Italian teams normally?
Yeah, I think generally when you look to the results, they're very close. That's not a team who conceded a lot of goals, and even they score all not so many goals. Yeah, when you look to the results, it's 1-0, 2-1, 0-1. I think this is a team who press a lot of man-to-man over the pitch. I think that will be the challenge tomorrow. It's about who is aggressive on the second ball stand, because if the ball goes on the ground, you have to be ready for this. And yeah, in ball possession, a lot of rotations. You have to understand how you press this, in which moments. And then of course you have players with good individual quality, and I have my team who is ready to go in such a game and put everything on. I think what I heard so far, the atmosphere is always special in European games, and hopefully we bring this together with our performance on the pitch in a great direction, then we will have a good night tomorrow.
Cosa sai sulla Roma? La Roma non perde tanti gol, ma neanche fa tanti gol. Ha vinto 1-0 e poi 2-1, è una team che fa tanto pressing, però dobbiamo essere aggressivi sul campo, tenere la palla. Loro hanno i giocatori molto bravi, però siamo pronti per questa sfida. L'atmosfera c'è sempre la pressione, però non vediamo di giocare la partita.
Danny, fans are still very angry with some of the decisions from Sunday. The statement said that the club was unsatisfied with the explanation given by the head of refereeing. Can you tell us what that explanation was that the club got? Because fans would obviously like to know.
Yeah, I understand this. I think, I think we spoke about two situations. Was the handball with the yellow card, or maybe the second yellow card, and then of course it was the kick against the head from Czech. I think you have always two sides. The refs has the sides, and they are looking for the rules, and we have our sides, how we see something. I think for me it doesn't matter how, if there's a kick against the head, then you have to really careful what you are doing there, and I think this is maybe for me a little bit too difficult to understand. For me it doesn't matter if it's from the side or in front. A kick against the head is always dangerous, because you could try to get the injury from your opponent, and I think this is a little bit difficult. By the handball, okay, then I think there are so many rules with the handball. If it's this angle, if it's this angle, but the tackle was difficult to understand. But again, we got a red card. The opponent didn't. We tried our best, and after 90 minutes, you must say, even with the red card, we took a draw. But it was still not enough on this day.
Mike is going to challenge almost.
Mister, buonasera. Nella parte di allenamento che abbiamo potuto vedere, lei ha puntato molto sulla pressione, abbiamo visto delle esercitazioni sulla pressione. Lei pensa di poter battere la Roma in quella che è la sua caratteristica principale in questo momento, visto che, come ha detto lei, magari segna poco, però nel fare la pressione, nell'aggredire, insomma, è già abbastanza avanti quello che
In the training session that you saw you're focusing a lot on pressure, pressing the ball down. Given that you just said that this is a Roma team that doesn't score a lot of goals, how are you going to try and play against this pressing?
I think I will not speak too much about the details, but of course I need a good setup against this pressing. I think a lot of teams try different things. Hopefully I find the solution for my players, what is the best for us. But it makes no sense to speak too much about solutions today, because the opponent will also listen maybe to the press conference. But I expect a big fight, because if you have a lot of man pressing, I think we saw yesterday in the Champions League a game, Munich against Paris, and even Paris struggled with a strong one-to-man pressing, and this is what you have to understand, how you overplay this sometimes, and sometimes you have to lure the opponent and then you have to overplay it, and this is what we worked on it today in the training session. I think this is also the moment, the balance. Today it was a training session where we get a little bit more content into, because we cannot just recover, we have also to train on things, and tomorrow is the next game where we have to put next steps on it, and our idea how we want to play. But the most important key is that we go in the game and we understand how we have to play this game.
Non voglio dire troppo, visto che l'altra squadra sta ascoltando, però squadre vogliono provare cose diverse, è normale. Dobbiamo fare quello che è meglio per noi. Io non voglio parlare troppo su questo, ovviamente sarà una partita molto difficile. Ieri sera abbiamo visto la partita Munich e Monaco-Paris, anche la Parigi ha fatto fatica con il pressing. L'equilibrio è molto importante, domani dobbiamo prendere i passi e vediamo come andrà la partita.
Last two guys, Scotty and Kennedy.
Danny, it's only a few years since Rangers were in the final of this competition. Can you remember watching those games on the 100th of especially the Leipzig game, which is a famous one, and what would it mean to you to bring those kind of nights back again?
I think I saw the video after the Leipzig game here at home. What a crazy atmosphere. I spoke with some players in the last couple of days from Leipzig, when they sent me a message, and they said always the atmosphere here was really, really special. Of course, I think this is also a part why I'm enjoyed to be here now. It's the league to win games, but also have good European nights, and I think the last 3 games were not successful, and tomorrow we have the next chance against a good opponent, and this is what is try everything to take something tomorrow, put everything on, and we said this before, and I said this before, it's about try to get wins, I think at home everything is possible, but of course it's not just a wish. You have to work hard again in such a games, and if you can bring a lot of good things from the last 3 games together in one game in such a game, then there's still a chance. I believe always if you go with confidence and with an idea in the game, then you should be not too fear and not too scared about the name. It's 11 against 11, and if you do a lot of things right, then we have also some weapons, and we have to bring this on the pitch.
Qualche anno fa i Rangers sono raggiunti il finale. E tu hai visto quella partita o qualche partita prima della finale? Sì, ho visto il video della partita contro il Leipzig, l'atmosfera era pazzesca. Questa è una parte della ragione perché ero scelto questa squadra. Io voglio che i nostri europei tornino bene a Glasgow. L'ultima partita, 3 partite non sono state brave, però domani giochiamo contro la Roma, una squadra molto grande. Vogliamo vincere, dobbiamo provare a vincere. A casa tutto è possibile, dobbiamo lavorare molto duro e c'è la possibilità se siamo organizzate. Non dobbiamo avere paura dell'altra squadra.
Last question.
Dan, I think you said you're expecting a big fight tomorrow night. Is that one of the things maybe you're most happy about with the progression of the team? Because if you look at the 4 games in charge, there's been a big difference since the first match away in Bergen.
Yeah, I think my feeling at the moment is the group has more and more resilience at the moment. Even there are some setbacks during the game. It's not just that the team is dropping straight away from a performance. I think in every game now, if you want, it was the first home win, the equalizer, we come back and we were strong against Hibs to understand away, defend well as a group, and now if you want after 90 minutes we come even with the red card through. I think this is minimum the basics to do this. This is also something with confidence and with belief, but of course in the long term, if you want, it's not just enough to have this resilience, because this should be always the basics to win games, and now it's about make next steps in ball possession, in our pressing, in finalization, in our box defending, and if you can bring this as soon as possible, then you will win more and more games, I'm convinced, because I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of players there at the moment growing up, and this is what we have to try. And for confidence, it's all about winning, because everyone helps to growing up in confidence.
E sei contento con il progresso che avete fatto